Welcome to today's deep dive. We've got an incredibly timely stack of material to go through for you today.
We really do.
Yeah, specifically focusing on a comprehensive guide from Avius AI about transitioning to an AI-first business model.
Right. And our mission today is to explore how moving beyond that familiar digital-first mindset is completely redefining front-end customer experiences, and really how you can practically apply this to your own operations.
Okay, let's unpack this because we all know the digital-first era was primarily about organizing data for the user to navigate. You build a portal.
A portal with those clunky drop-down
Yeah,
menus?
exactly. And the customer basically has to click their way to the answer. But this AI-first model, it shifts the burden entirely, right?
It does. The system navigates the data for the user based on context. It's a fundamental shift in architecture. Digital tools made transactions easier, sure, but an AI-first approach makes intelligence the engine of the experience.
Anticipating needs rather than just reacting.
Exactly. It's the difference between reacting to inputs versus actively anticipating. Think about an airline's AI silently rebooking you. It alerts you of a gate change on your phone before the airport terminal screens even update.
That is the dream right there.
It understands the context of your situation
Yeah.
and just proactively removes the friction.
So how does a business actually make that internal mindset shift? Because if the AI is handling all these frontline interactions, I'm wondering what happens to the human touch. Doesn't the business lose its personality?
That's probably the most common hesitation. But transitioning to AI first isn't about replacing humans.
It's about reclaiming valuable man-hours.
Exactly. You aren't just plugging in a generic chatbot, you're building a proprietary knowledge graph. The AI learns from your company's specific data over time. And what's fascinating here is how this applies to the day-to-day reality of small and mid-sized businesses.
Oh, the SMB reality is completely different from the enterprise level.
Right, when you look at the data, the biggest customer experience leak for SMBs isn't the lack of a flashy app.
No, it's missed calls.
Missed calls and slow responses. We've all been stuck in one of those endless press one for sales phone trees
Oh, I hate those.
or waited on hold for 20 minutes. Every single time a web chat sits idle while your team is busy, that is potential revenue walking out the door.
Which brings up the implementation side. How does a mid-sized business actually afford to fix that? This guide focuses heavily on Avius AI as the fix.
Right. It serves as a great case study for this transition, yes. They provide what they call an agentic AI receptionist.
And we should clarify what that term actually means.
Agentic means it has agency. It doesn't just wait for a prompt to spit out a rigid script.
Right.
It evaluates a problem, comes up with a sequence of steps to solve it, and acts autonomously, operating 24/7, 365 days a year.
Which sounds great in theory, but the guide claims this system provides the equivalent coverage of 4.2 full-time employees at a minimum. I have to play devil's advocate here. That sounds incredibly high.
It is a massive jump in capacity.
How is it actually achieving that without just frustrating callers with a glorified voicemail system?
Because it's using natural language processing to handle complex queries over the phone and on the web, just like a real person would. It actively books appointments and qualifies your leads.
It doesn't just take messages.
No, it actually resolves the issues, and by handling that high volume of routine inquiries, it can slash SMB operational costs by up to 70%.
70%, that's huge.
Which means your human staff suddenly has a much cleaner queue. They step in with full context, right when real human empathy and complex judgment are actually required.
Here's where it gets really interesting. You don't have to just theorize about this.
No, you can test it.
Exactly. You can actually test it out right now. We urge you to call 855-284-8196 and roleplay your business with the Avius AI demo.
Seriously, try playing a tough customer for your specific industry.
Just call 855-284-8196 and see exactly how it manages your business's unique quirks. It's one thing to read about it, it's another to try and trip it up on a live call.
It really is a powerful way to experience the shift firsthand. Because ultimately, being AI first is about turning those static, one-way digital displays into adaptive, two-way conversations.
Implementing a system that acts as a true co-pilot for your business.
Listening and learning with every single interaction.
So what does this all mean for the future of how we interact with the brands we buy from?
Well, this raises an important question for you to mull over. Businesses are increasingly adopting what's called intent orchestration, where AI actively plans and executes multi-step goals on your behalf.
Making things seamless.
Very seamless. But as these systems become incredibly almost perfectly attuned to our preferences. Could we reach a point where your customers eventually feel more understood by your company's machine than by actual human beings?